Good evening, everyone. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. Copies of the agenda, finance report, and personnel reports are also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct a prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the event of an emergency, the proper method of exiting the council chambers is through the 3 doors in the rear of the room. Occupants should proceed down the stairs, out the front door, and move away from the area of the front steps. Any member of the public wishing to speak during the public comment session at the end of the meeting, please sign in on the white sheets provided in the front of the room with your name and address. Please turn off all cell phones and place them on vibrate. If you must take a call, please leave the council chambers to do so. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond.
Here.
Javik.
Present.
Caldwell.
Present.
Mohammed.
Present.
Cosby. Here. Roman.
Excuse, he might be coming a little bit later.
Strano.
Here.
Blaine.
Here.
Medina.
Here.
Hudak. Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Here. Okay, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 19, 2022, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting of July 19, 2022, and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes. Oh, abstain.
Yep.
Abstain.
Javik.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Mohammed.
Yes.
Cosby. Strano.
Yes.
Blaine.
Yes.
Medina.
Abstain.
Hudak. Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we now move on to the ordinances on hearing, beginning with Ordinance 6649, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and is amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows: 7-33, Handicap Parking Regulations. 7-33.1A, handicap parking on street, add 1115 Dill Avenue, 1 space.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance number 6649, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Javik.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Mohammed.
Yes.
Cosby. Strano.
Yes.
Blaine.
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Hudak. Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6650, please.
An ordinance adopting a second amended redevelopment plan for the Park Plastic site, initially governing the redevelopment of Block 496, Lot 3, to include Block 496, Lot 2 on the tax maps of the City of Linden pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 48:12A-1 at sequence.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 6650, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6651, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 17 Sewer and Water of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, Chapter 17, entitled Water and Sewer, Article 2, entitled Water, shall be amended to add the following: 17-15, required connection to public water.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 6651. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, consent agenda items. All items listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests. We have items number 1 through 4. Does any council member wish to remove an item?
It should be 1 to 6, ma'am.
Oh, 1 to 6?
Yes. That's my error.
Okay, 1 through 6. Okay. Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, make a motion for the approval of consent agenda 1 through 6 and request a second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to committee reports and comments from members of the governing body. We'll begin with Councilwoman Ormond.
Thank you,
First
Council
ward.
President. I'd like to start off with my budget review and finance report. Approval is requested for the following finance actions: the payment of bills totaling $1,872,480.50. Bills have been signed by the mayor, council president, and finance chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the clerk's office. We are in receipt of the investments made by the city treasurer for the month of July at the rate of 0.05%. I move for approval and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Okay, my next report is going to be Division of Transportation and Parking. I hereby submit the monthly financial report from the Division of Transportation and Parking for the month of July 2022. This report includes the collection of on- and off-street parking meters, railroad parking lots, railroad parking permits, and merchant parking permits. The Trenton side collections, $2,240. New York side collections, $1,080.50. Railroad credit card transactions, $24,183.19. Railroad permits, 0. Online railroad permits, $3,588. Parking meter collections, $12,136.65. And merchant permits, 0, for a grand total of $43,228.34. This has been submitted by Tyrone L. Gibbons, the traffic maintenance supervisor. Now, for my ward report, I'd just like to start off by thanking the Linden Heritage and Cultural Committee for their help with the Latin Festival that we had during the month of August. We can always use volunteers for any of the next events. These festivals take a lot of planning, a lot of work, and if you're interested in becoming part of our organization as a volunteer, we're more than glad to have you, or you can just reach out to me, 908-370-6482. For the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a food giveaway at Lexington Park via Marion Street. This is for families with children, starting at 5 o'clock p.m. until the food or boxes are gone. Also, on Thursday, August 18th, the ROTC freshman class will be having a car wash fundraiser starting at 11 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock p.m. in front of Linden High School. The cost for the car wash, or the donation for the car wash, I should say, is $10. It's the best $10 that you'll probably spend all week. This really helps our children, especially the ROTC kids, with other projects and things that they do throughout the year. These are some of the most disciplined, respectable children that you could ever meet, so I encourage everyone to please come out and support their car wash. The Street of the Week is still being enforced. Just to let everyone know, the objection is to correct bad driving, yes, including speeding. If you live on a particular street and you feel as though speeding is an issue, you can reach out to your council person, who in return will reach out to the Accident Review Committee to have that street considered for a watch. We just, have police officers randomly checking, like I said, for the bad driving behavior. If you live here in Linden, if you've been here forever, or if you're new to Linden, or you're just passing through, drive like your children live here. School is getting ready to start in the next couple of weeks, and we don't need any mishaps or any accidents with our children. I have nothing else, Council President. Thank you for...
Okay. Thank you, Councilwoman Ormond. Councilman Javik?
Yes, Council President. As chairman of the Fire Committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the month of July 2022, a total of $7,350.15. Regarding the Linden Fire Department ambulance billing, the amount of $78,173.95 for July have been added to the total deposits for 2022, totaling $516,281.63. Good evening, everybody. I've received many calls regarding Lexington Dog Park being temporarily closed. The city is in the process of installing an additional dog fountain and also regrading the site to prevent pools of water from forming. Estimates are that the dog park will be open by the end of the week. As a reminder, for the health, safety, and well-being of all, please clean up after walking your dog, or walking your pet, I should say. Remember, your pet must be leashed on public property and secured on private property. All dogs must be licensed with the city clerk's office. Also, I ask that the public please slow down on our streets. In the second ward, we have many newly paved streets. Many of them are the crosstown streets from, say, Wood Avenue to Sile Street, and we are actively monitoring this for speeding violations. The Linden Fire Department has one more informational session on becoming a firefighter on Thursday, August 25th at 7 p.m., Firehouse number 3, 1201 East Elizabeth Avenue. The deadline to apply for a firefighter is August 31st at 4 p.m. Also apply online at linden-newjersey.gov/LFD recruit. Our police department is also looking for more crossing guards. Applications can be obtained on the City of Linden website, police department, and traffic department at City Hall. Also, on Monday, August 29th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Promenade, 400 Northwood Avenue, we will again be distributing school backpacks. So come on down, get your supplies ready for another exciting school year in the City of Linden. I can be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavik@linden-newjersey.gov. On Facebook, Second Ward Councilman Barry E. Javik. I also encourage everyone to visit our City of Linden website for all information. Thank you, Council President. End of report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Caldwell?
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Third Ward. As your chair, of code and construction. We've issued 278 permits, 114 certificates, and collected $174,788 for the month of July. I just want to thank the head of the department, Mark Patako, for working so hard. That office is very busy, and keep up the good work. As far as IT, I don't really have any updates. I just want to recognize a new employee, Kyle Smith. He's hit the ground running, and it's great that he's a part of the city team. And, you know, as today, it's hard to find good talent. So I just wanted to state that. And if you see any lights out, Third Ward constituents, just let me know. Any streets that need to be repaved, I will be touring the Third Ward. Just call me, you know, you could reach out to me. My number is 908-531-0676, and my email is mcaldwell@linden-newjersey.gov. That concludes my report, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman Caldwell. Councilman Mohammed?
Thank you, Council President. My dear friends and constituents, let me bear my glasses. Work continues as needed throughout our fine ward. Trees have been trimmed as requested. Sewers have been flushed, basins cleaned out, garbage and trash collected. A property on Union Street has been boarded up and secured, and I'm delighted to announce that the long-awaited Martin Luther King Park Tennis Court renovations are slated to begin on next Monday, August 22nd. Basketball court refurbishing and color coding will follow, pending the letting of the contract by the Building and Grounds Division. Please enjoy what's remained of our summer, and I'd like to take this opportunity to offer the sympathy to the, I believe they, here, many of the citizens here in Linden who have relatives in Egypt where a church caught on fire, a Christian church in Egypt caught on fire. On behalf of the City Council and the Fourth Ward, I'd like to offer my condolences. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, Councilwoman Cosby?
Good evening. Good evening. I have a brief report from the Fifth Ward. Just wanted to make sure my neighbors are aware. We have addressed the issue at the bridge behind the towers where all of the overgrowth is. The owner's been notified, and if it's not fixed, then the city's gonna make sure that we cut the grass because of the mosquitoes. Also, in the Fifth Ward, you're gonna see street paving that's gonna be done. It's gonna be starting in September in District 1, so that's in the Fay Avenue area, Adams Street. That'll get done. We're also addressing in our neighborhood the puddling that we see at the curbs. And so there was a curb improvement done on Hudson Street, Passaic Avenue. And so we're also looking to do it also in the area of St. Mark Street and Peter Street. So there'll be some relief from the mosquitoes and the puddling there. The Fifth Ward's annual fee-free yard sale is scheduled for August the 27th with the rain date of the 28th. And it's up to you. If you want to be on the list of advertised streets where the ward is going to have the sales, please just email me at rcosby@linden-nj.gov, and I will put you on the list. I'll advertise it. I'll share it with the city's, social media pages, and hopefully they'll advertise that as well. Also, New Jersey, I don't know who cares, but I do. In New Jersey, there is now no need for justification for conceal and carry, and I am a certified trainer. If you need a safety class, you can call me at 908-718-7933 so you can get your training that is mandatory now by the state of New Jersey if you want to get a firearm permit. And this is my last year, 12, and I want to just go out. I don't know who else's kid's birthday is this month, like last month. But my baby girl is 18, and I'm wishing Cece a happy birthday. And so that's it for me for the year. Well, my grandson's birthday is in December, so you'll hear from me then, but that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I feel like I'm getting old. I remember her in a baby carriage. Okay, thank you. All right, Councilman Strano.
Thank you, Council President. I have the personnel report before me. Several items. I should be able to breeze through this now. Number one, in the Treasury Department, A is the approving of the wage adjustment for 12 laborers whose anniversary date is January 1st per the attachment of $1 per hour. It'll be effective retroactive to January 1st of 2022, and that these 12 employees shall then continue to receive the negotiated rates consistent with the collective negotiations agreement between the city and the Teamsters Local 469. Two, in the Police Department, A is approving the resignation in good standing of Syntasia Battle, a telecommunicator, effective July 26th of 2022. B is approving the appointment of Syntasia Battle as a per diem telecommunicator, effective July 27, 2022, at the current per diem rate. C is approval of the posting for a full-time telecommunicator due to a vacancy. D is to approve the resignation in good standing of Detective David Nolasco, effective August 19th of 2022. E is approving the hourly rate of the Special Law Enforcement Officers 3, SLEOs 3, of $35 per hour. F is approving the resignation in good standing of Shawnice Randolph, Clerk 1, effective August 29th, 2022. 3, in the Fire Department, A is approving the appointment of 2 firefighters on the attached list at the annual rate of $43,135 to fill 1 vacancy and 1 additional vacancy due to the pending retirement effective September 2nd, 2022, subject to the successful completion of city pre-employment requirements. 4, in the Board of Health, A is approving the posting of a Clerk 1 position per the range in the salary ordinance commensurate with experience for management of the housing-led evaluation program that went into effect on July 22nd of 2022. B is approving the city entering into an internship agreement with Fordham University to permit a student obtaining their Master's of Social Work to perform clinical hours through our Board of Health. 5, in the Municipal Court, A is approving the resignation in good standing of Susan Sanchez, our Deputy Court Administrator, effective August 26th of 2022. B is approving the appointment of Daniela Barubi as an Acting Deputy Court Administrator, effective August 17, 2022, at the salary of $63,382 a year. C is approving the salary increase of Lindsay Parker, Acting Municipal Court Administrator, to $80,700 a year based upon her certification by the New Jersey Supreme Court. 6 is in the Department of Community Services. A is approving the seasonal list that's on file with the clerk's office. B is approving the posting for 3 full-time laborers, 2 in Public Works and 1 in Building and Grounds, to fill vacancies. C is approving the appointment of Michael Sussman, mechanic, Tier 2, at the salary of $22 per hour, effective September 6th of 2022, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements and the granting of a residency waiver. D, approving the resignation in good standing of John Mayo, a laborer, effective September 1st, 2022. E is approving the resignation in good standing of Desmond Thomas, laborer, effective August 8th, 2022. F is approving the reposting for the position of 1 mechanic, Tier 2, statewide. And G is approving the reposting for the position of 1 diesel mechanic, Tier 2, statewide. 7, in the Recreation Department, approving the amendment of the appointment of Amanda Williams, part-time recreation leader, to August 1st, 2022. B is approving the appointment of Aman Queen, part-time recreation leader, not to exceed 19.5 hours per week at the rate of $15 per hour, subject to the successful completion of the city pre-employment requirements. 8, in the Office of the Mayor, approving the appointment of Keith Pressey as a management specialist. Is that a misprint, or is that the way it's spelled? Is it Presley or Pressey? It says Pressey, Pressey, Pressey. Okay, as a management specialist, it was the first time I've seen it spelled that way, at the salary of $120,000, effective September 15, 2022, subject to the successful completion of the city pre-employment requirements and granting of a residency waiver. 9 is in the Personnel Department, approving the following FMLA, NJFLA leave, which are on file in the Division of Personnel. I move for approval and request a second.
We have a second, please?
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Abstain?
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Go ahead, Councilman Strano.
Thank you, Council President. A little bit of business regarding our Board of Elections. I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but the people that should be are the people that are now in the 7th Ward, which were formerly in the 8th Ward. We stole 108 voters from Councilman Blaine here due to the last census that was done. It's 108 registered voters that were, if they wanted to vote in person, had to drive 2.5 miles to get to the rec center in the 7th Ward down in District 1, which was totally, illogical in my opinion. But due to the hard work of our clerk and the county Board of Elections, they were able to rectify that by creating a 4th district that includes about 3 or 4 blocks that are in the area between Park Avenue, Route 1, and 278. I believe that's that little corner in there. There's that where they picked up those not extra, but the voters that were determined to balance the population, the voting population. That was done on, we got this notification on August 9th. This came through from Nicole Dorado, who's the our election board official in the county. And these people will now be able to vote at their original voting place, which is on Bedell Place. There'll just be a separate voting machine there for those individuals. So that's that part. I have a report, a little bit of an update from work that's being done with our TBW. I just want to remind folks that we're still keeping the recycle center on Donaldson Place. It's on Donaldson Place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Open until 8 p.m. on Wednesdays to accommodate those people that are having a problem getting their corrugated cardboard or whatever it is that they need to be taken care of. So that's going on still. Buildings and grounds, the tennis courts are completed. I just saw them today at Memorial Park, and they look absolutely, very impressive. I'm totally impressed with how the finished product turned out, and hope to see it in use. I don't know if it'll be open tomorrow. I don't know what the dry time is on that material, but it looks really good. They did mill the parking lots of the 7th Ward Rec Center, so we'll have a nice smooth surface with proper striping, so when people come to vote there, or even when they go there to park their cars for ball games or whatever, it'll be something that they'd be able to negotiate, navigate. I've been in contact with Phillips 66 due to the high weeds in the right-of-way on Lower Road and along the pipeline that goes between Lower Road and Southwood Avenue, and also some trash that needs to be collected there as well. That's about as much time as I'll take up for this portion of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Councilman Blaine.
Thank you, Council President. A little housekeeping first. I just want everyone in the city of Linden to be aware that there is some home improvement grants for lower income households that qualify. Please go on the website because there are grants available to help you with your household improvements. Just click on the link for development directions. Again, you can find that on the city's website. just click on the link for development directions. I think there's a lot of people that could take advantage of that program. Phillips 66 is awarding us some grants for tree planting, and we look forward to receiving that, and hopefully those will go in some of our parks in the area. Some other housekeeping things, and this is almost becoming repetitive, but most of the vehicles that are being stolen in the city of Linden, 80% of them were found unlocked. So we have to do our own due diligence by at least keeping our cars locked, and please don't leave the fob in your car. Catalytic converters are an issue, and I know I've received a number of calls in the 8th Ward. Again, that is a countrywide thing because of the precious metals that are found in the catalytic converter, and there's only one way we're going to stop this. It's going to take a collective effort for all of us to keep our eyes and ears open as we see it happening. We should report it because this is a national problem that hopefully we can help resolve here in the city of Linden. Again, as mentioned earlier, the city is in need of crossing guards. So those of you who would like to participate, please go on the city website and apply for the application because the positions are available. This Saturday, 9/11 First Responder Motorcycle Brigade, if you will stop in the city of Linden at the Aviation Plaza in front of the Applebee's at 3 p.m. It's a good event. I'll be there with my motorcycle, so come on out and let's support the 9/11 first responders and their efforts. We have backpacks giveaway going on Sunday, August 29th. That's from 4 to 7, right here at the Raymond Woodbauer Promenade. So again, that's August 29th from 4 to 7. There's a couple of items you need to know. You must be present to get one, and you must show your city ID. So if you have kids, make sure you bring your ID and the kids. You can't bring one and say you have 4, because you'll only get one backpack. 2 weeks ago, we had a wonderful event over in Dorothy Ford Park in the 8th Ward. It was a reunion event sponsored by Mr. Kyle Smith along with the mayor. It was a beautiful event of family and friends. We look forward to continuing that as we go forward. I want to give my deepest condolences to the family of the 2-year-old that passed away drowning in the 8th Ward. All of us with children can definitely relate to that. It's a tragic event, and my heart just goes out to the family and friends of that young individual. Excuse me for that. And last but not least, as we come to the close of the summer, let's enjoy each other, enjoy your families. Just please keep in mind of the noise ordinance. Like, I get it that you want to end the summer with a bang, maybe a cookout and bring all your family over. Hey, listen, all of us want to do that, but we must be cognizant of our neighbors, and especially when the holiday weekend comes around, there's some of us still have to go to work on Monday, regardless of whether it's a holiday or not. So pay attention when it gets late in the evening, cut the music down or off. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Medina.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. I have a few things here for 9th Ward. First, let me start off by saying that my condolences as well. My heart goes out to the family of the loss of the 2-year-old. Any human being would just feel pain. It's just a terrible, terrible tragedy. So my heart goes out to that family. Second, I just wanted to just thank everyone who participated in the 9th and 10th Ward garage sale. We didn't have many this year. It was a little bit late in the game. We normally have a little bit earlier, but now I have a new sidekick here, so we're gonna plan accordingly for the next one, hopefully in the fall, and then going into 23, we'll have it all scheduled out. Just want to make mention of the park improvement. I know my colleague mentioned park improvements and Memorial, but we're also making some really, really good strides and improvements at Wilson Park. The tennis courts hopefully should be done soon. So there's a lot of activity there. The basketball court, tennis court, I believe new fencing. I believe they're removing the benches and sitting them down on concrete slabs, so you don't have to sit there anymore after a rainy day and, play around with mud on the bottom of your shoes there. So lots and lots of improvements there. I'm really excited to see that. And I also want to just quickly thank Buildings and Grounds, because they went out there the other day and they actually went into the pond with a boat, and I believe they retrieved a bicycle and some soccer balls and some other stuff in that pond. So it's a beautiful park, and everyone uses it and enjoys it. So we all just have to play our part to keep it clean. But I want to thank Buildings and Ground and DPW for doing their part and keeping that park beautiful and clean for everyone to enjoy. Overall, community complaints are coming in. We've received a few complaints for burn land, speeders. I mentioned this before. We did some enforcements there, but it seems that we have commuters that are just cutting through Berlin and Ferber, and also on Fifth Ave or Fifth Street on the Linden side just to get to Raritan Road. It's such a shortcut. So I did send an email. Actually, I just sent an email a few minutes ago while I sat here to the chairwoman, Councilwoman Ormond, for her committee to review, because I really would love to see some speed humps on Berlin that cuts into Ferber. It is a pain. It's becoming a pain for the folks that live there. It's a commuter time frame issue there. And again, when we had enforcement out there, we can't have enforcement out there every day, but when we had them out there, we got some good results. But unfortunately, the cat's away, the mouse will play kind of situation there. So I did send an email on that. Hopefully more to come on that in the near future. Also complaints, fielding some complaints. I will be putting out some messaging on the Linden Sunnyside page, and also on the Linden Sunnyside Next Door community app. Just walking around and just seeing some of the properties and the condition that are in. We have a lot of new folks that are moving in from New York, from Jersey City, whatever, et cetera. But I think some of the things are just common sense. Like, for example, sidewalks, right? It is the homeowner's responsibility to take care, not only their lawn, but also the sidewalk portion of the lawn. So when you have an overgrowth of weeds and grass in between sidewalks, that's a trip hazard. So I'm just gonna create a more additional awareness on housekeeping, I guess, without trying to offend anyone. But, we don't want to go out there and give tickets, So I do, when I do reach out to code enforcement or Board of Health, I say, hey, can we send a warning letter? Just kind of educate the homeowners and see if that'll change some, the behavior and whatnot. And obviously, if nothing changes, then we'll do what we have to do here on our end to kind of curb the issue. But, I do reach out to folks when I see grass that are 3 feet high or whatnot, and a lot of times you do find out that some of these folks are having a hard time. I found out an individual, got sick. His house was always, he took care of it, which is beautiful. And then I just drove by one day and I said, whoa, what's going on here? Knocked on his door and he was hurt, he was sick. So, we got some of the neighbors together, we cut and trim his lawn. So I always tell folks, just don't be so quick to call me or call Board of Health. Find out, knock on the neighbor's door and see what's going on, especially when that's not a standard behavior for, or something out of the norm for that individual. Sorry, I'm just going down my list here. Actually, I think I covered it all. But, like my colleague, Councilman Blaine said, we are nearing the end of the summer. Enjoy the summer, be safe, enjoy time with your family. And the noise, that those complaints just keep on coming in. But that's to conclude my report.
Thank you,
Council President.
Councilman Medina. Councilwoman Hudak?
I'd just like to thank Stockton Circle for hosting a potluck dinner, and I look forward to it next year. And thank you everyone who participated in the 9th and 10th Ward Community Yard Sale, and my +1 and I will be scheduling more in the near future. That's the conclusion of my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hudak. Okay, I have a short report this evening also. I'd like to start off by congratulating Public Works employee Mike Kratzer on his retirement. I want to thank him for his service. I personally got to know him. He was a driver in the 8th Ward on Thursdays, so, you're going to be sorely missed by many of my neighbors. Okay, on September 11th, I will be hosting a candlelight vigil along with the Linden Police and Fire Department. It's a Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m. on September 11th at the Wanda Green Park located on Mack Place. Please join us as we remember the heroes of this tragic day. And as many of my colleagues mentioned, school will be opening very soon. Applebee's of Linden, in conjunction with the Mayor's Youth Commission, will be sponsoring the Stuff the Bus event from August 18th to August 21st. There will be a bus on site where all school supply donations will be given to the Linden Public School District. And this Saturday, August 18th, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., Applebee's will host a family fun day. You can enjoy outdoor fun and great food for a $10 entry fee. 100% of the proceeds from that will go towards purchasing school supplies for the Linden Public Schools. Also, on October 18th, if you choose to dine at Applebee's, 10% of the proceeds will go towards the purchase of school supplies. If you mention the flyer, or if you order online, you could use the coupon code Doing Good at checkout. Applebee's is trying to be a very good neighbor to our Linden Public Schools, so we ask you to please come out and support these events. Also, as some of my colleagues mentioned, the annual Backpack to School, sponsored by the Mayor's Youth Commission, Communities in Cooperation, local businesses, and our Recreation Department, will be held on Monday, August 29th, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Raymond Wood Bower Promenade. This event is for Linden residents only, and the children must be present and ID must be shown. We're going to also ask you to save the date. Our Polish Festival on Wood Avenue will be held on Sunday, September 17th, from 1 to 9 p.m. New this year will be a living history exhibition with jousting. A ring will be set up on Wood Avenue, medieval costumes, World War II costumes, cars from Poland. So we ask you to please save that date. Again, that's September 17th. The rain date will be September 18th. And just at this time, on behalf of myself and my colleagues on council, I'd like to congratulate Councilman Roman and his fiancee, Samantha De Almeida, on their engagement. So we congratulate you and best wishes. That concludes my report. Okay, Mayor Armstead?
Yes, good evening, everybody. And I want to thank my council members for all the reports. They make my job so much easier. I mean, all those good things that are happening in my office, they reported on already. So, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to report anyway. Just I want to have something to say here tonight. As my colleague mentioned, Applebee's is having a Stuff the Bus school supply drive, and that's going to be the Applebee's in Linden, 671 West Edgar Road. For more details, you can call 908-523-1200. And as my colleague mentioned, on August 18th, you can drop off school supplies at Applebee's, and you'll still stuff the bus with all of the supplies. Also on August 18th, you have a family fun day. You can enjoy outdoor fun and games along with some great food for only $10 entry fee. And 100% of the entry fees will go towards purchasing school supplies for Linden residents. On August 18th, from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., you can join Applebee's for dining to donate. 100% of the proceeds will be donated towards school supplies. For your donation to count, you must show or mention the flyer, or if ordering online at applebees.com, you must use the coupon code Doing Good at checkout. And again, 100% of the proceeds will benefit the Linden School District. And all that leads up to what we call our Backpack to School event. And that's an event that's been sponsored by my office, the Mayor's Youth Commission, some local establishments in town, Department of Parks and Recreation, and a group we call Communities in Cooperation, who's run by Pastor Pam Jones. And as mentioned earlier, it is for Linden residents only. You must show ID, and your children must be present. We will be distributing backpacks and supplies at the Raymond Wood Bower Promenade. That's 400 Northwood Avenue, and that's right across the street from City Hall. And it's going to be Monday, August 29th, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can go online and register if you would like to. We would be remiss if we didn't mention that we are going to have our September to Remember again this year. Last year we did it in October, and we called it an October You Wouldn't Forget because we couldn't have September to Remember. So that will be Saturday, September 24th, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. There'll be food, there'll be a car show, and plenty of vendors. It's always a great event, and we're praying that we'll have good weather and look forward to seeing all of the people from our city attend. And this event is also done in conjunction with the Linden Cultural Heritage Committee, the Special Improvement District, and my office. Speaking of my office, this year, we gave out 17 $500 scholarships. The lion's share of the money came from the weddings that we perform in my office. We receive $100 per wedding, and since the mayor is not allowed to keep the money, we give it away. We give it away to our Linden High School students. But this year, we're going to try to outdo ourselves. I guess the next coming school year, we're going to try to outdo ourselves. So my office, along with the Mayor's Youth Commission, their scholarship committee, we're having our first inaugural color run. And who's it for? It's for your whole family. You can walk or run with us. You can enjoy face painting, food trucks, and music. And that's going to be Saturday, October 1st, from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to occur at the School 1 parking lot at 720 Northwood Avenue. And again, all proceeds will be used to grant scholarships for our Linden students. So the event features a 2-mile course in which participants are doused with color at stations every half mile, ending with a final color celebration at the finish line. Participants receive a promotional T-shirt, individual color packet, face painting, and a picture with the color run backdrop. So you can bring your smartphone, and currently you can email MYC, Mayor's Youth Commission, at linden-nj.gov for more information. That's all the good stuff. Unfortunately, we do have some other news. I'm sure most of you may have heard or seen on Facebook or on social media that 2 companies in the state have been identified as companies that emit something called ethylene oxide. So we've been looking at it very closely and been working with the EPA. And I just want to read the following bulletin. Number 1, the city has been informed that there's no immediate danger to the public. And according to the letter that we received from the United States EPA dated August 2nd, and I quote, "It is important to note that the EPA had studied this issue closely, gathered information from the facility, and determined through computer modeling that the ETO sterilization plant number 2 at 2500 Brunswick Avenue is not emitting ETO into the air at levels that pose short-term health risk." So basically what they're saying is that over an extended period of time, it can pose a health risk. Now, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the NJDEP, State Department of Health, are lead agencies and are keeping the City and Board of Health and my office appraised of all the actions necessary moving forward. The information and steps that are being taken are proactive until federal legislation is in place. The company, Cosmed Group, also known as ETO Sterilization Plant Number 2, has been cooperative and is eager to address the issue prior to the federal legislation being enacted. And in September of this year, I believe September 14th, and we'll have more information, a more definitive date within the next couple of days, we'll have the City of Linden will hold a community meeting which will be hosted by the Environmental Protection Agency. They'll provide information about ethylene oxide and the facility here in Linden, and also answer any questions our residents may have. And we will make sure going forward that any further updates or developments that we will inform the public going forward. That concludes my report, Mrs. President. Oh, no, that's it. That concludes my report. Thank you much.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Okay, we'll now move on to resolutions. We have this evening Resolution 290 through 305. Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Madam President, I move for approval for resolutions 2022-290 to 2022-305.
Okay.
Second.
Mrs.
Yes.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby?
I'm gonna vote no to 296. I'll abstain from 298, 299, 300, and yes to the rest.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine, Medina.
Yes.
Hudak,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to ordinances for first reading, beginning with ordinance 6652.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the City of Linden, passed August 15th, 1995, and approved August 16th, 1995. Add Schedule 4QQ5.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6652, please?
Council President, I move for introduction of ordinance number 6652 and request a second.
Second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6653, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7 Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7 Traffic shall be and the same is hereby amended as follows. 7-33 handicap parking regulations, 7-33.1A handicap parking on street. Add 1111 Passaic Avenue, one space for a vehicle designated for Donald Dooley.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6653, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to introduce 6653, please, and ask for a second.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6654, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7 Traffic of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden that Section 1, Chapter 7 Traffic shall be and the same is hereby amended as follows. 7-20 one-way streets. Add Charles Street in a north direction from Middlesex Street to East St. George Avenue.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance number 66-54 and ask for a second, please.
Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Mohammed?
Yes.
Cosby? Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to the public comment portion of the meeting. Okay, there's no one signed up this evening to speak. Okay, so we'll move on to comments from members of the governing body. Does anyone from the governing body wish to speak?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Councilman Strano?
Okay, this is the first for this one, but I'm just trying to, get with the crowd. I just want to wish my wife a happy birthday this Saturday and put that one there. I think she's going to be 39 or something like that.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Councilman. Okay, Councilwoman Cosby?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
So, ordinance 6654 was introduced this evening. I did speak to the chairwoman of the committee, and I expressed my concerns. My concern being in our neighborhood, we just had the traffic adjusted. This particular area had an ordinance passed 2 years ago to help with the ingress and egress of the two-way street. This street should not be a one-way street. We should enforce the parking that we have, which is supposed to be no parking on one side so that we can have a better flow of traffic. I spoke to a traffic officer June 16th at 2:48 for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I expressed my concerns. My neighbors were not pulled. There were no letters sent, and I asked Councilwoman Ormond to please consider, pulling this out. This is going to pass. It's going to affect our neighborhood, and I feel some kind of way because I was only spoken to for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I expressed my concern and asked to be looped in. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Councilwoman, I know Councilwoman Ormond said she will bring it up to the in the traffic committee.
Can I make
Okay,
a comment?
Councilwoman Ormond?
Yes, I heard your concern. Unfortunately, there were a lot of the issues that I was not made aware of. And I spoke with the council president, and what our plans are is to bring it up at the next traffic committee meeting, which I promise you that I will do. And if worst case scenario, we will pull it for the second reading next month, so it doesn't go through until we can do this thoroughly and diligently. I respect that you want to, have your constituents, you want them considered to the most, to the best of your ability, and I respect that. So we will do that for you. We will. We'll make sure that we do that study, knocking on the doors, whatever is needed to get done.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ormond.
You're welcome.
Okay, Councilwoman Caldwell?
Yes, I just wanted to say my condolences to that family in the 8th Ward with the 2-year-old that drowned. I have a pool in my backyard, and that is my worst fear of a child drowning in the pool. I'm just so sorry. And I just want to say to my brother, he'll be 55 tomorrow. His name is Keith. Happy 55th birthday. And my son Tyler will be 14 on Sunday. That's all. Thank you.
Councilwoman. Okay. Councilman Blaine, go ahead.
I just want to apologize to the people of the 8th Ward because I got choked up when I started talking about the 2-year-old that drowned, and I didn't mention about the EPA findings of the company on Brunswick Avenue. I'll be working closely with the mayor to make sure that we disseminate all pertinent information so that we're all aware of what's going on and what the levels are and what they mean to us, because our health is worth more than any lottery you ever can imagine. So I'll be working closely with the mayor on that.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Blaine. Councilman Roman, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you, Council President. I appreciate that.
Okay, go ahead.
I apologize to the citizens for not being present for a majority of the meeting. I was working. I was in contact with Michelle, and I went over everything here, and we've been in contact the whole time. So I guess you guys got through the meeting as I was coming here. But I just want to thank everyone that came to the Winfield Fire Department Carnival. I know a lot of Sixth Warders showed up, and I really appreciate you supporting the volunteer fire department. Union Ave looks great. Stimson looks great. I appreciate engineering for the work they're doing in the Sixth Ward with the concrete work and the paving work, and I'll have a very extensive report come September. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Okay, Mayor Armstead.
Yes, two things. One with regard to the traffic study for Charles Street. Yes, councilperson, I would strongly advise, you're still a council person over there, knock on as many doors as you possibly can and make the residents aware of what's going on so we can get as much feedback and input as possible. Because again, at the end of the day, their feedback does mean something, and their thoughts and their concerns are important. And I think the only way, you're probably our best conduit to the people there. So we would appreciate you reaching out to your constituents there and letting them know what's going on, so they can give us some input. And certainly, last but not least, I've neglected to mention that on our Backpack to School event on August 29th, that if it rains, the event will be moved into the JTG Center on Helen Street. And again, that's from 4 to 7 p.m., okay?
See that, Mayor? You had information no one else up here had.
I had to one-up you,
Okay. The next council meeting will be as follows. Council conference meeting Monday, September 19th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers room, City Hall. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, September 20th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers, City Hall. Council meeting Tuesday, September 20th, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, City Hall, 301 Northwood Avenue. These meetings will be held in person. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second.
Ormond? Yes. Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell? Mohammed? Yes. Cosby? Yes. Roman?
Aye.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Hudak? Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.